Ever wondered why it is always the darkest before dawn? Let me tell you, it's not just an old saying, it's a metaphor for life's most challenging moments. It's about those times when you're pushed to your limits, when you feel like you've hit rock bottom. But remember, it's in those darkest hours that we often find our greatest strength. So why is it the darkest before dawn? The answer to that question might be simpler than you think. In the midst of life's darkest hour, we find our protagonist, a man of strength and resilience, fighting against all odds. Life, as we all know, is no bed of roses. This man, who we'll call John, was no exception to that rule. He found himself in the grip of adversity, a storm that seemed relentless, unending. John was a man who was used to walking tall, with confidence that could move mountains. But this time, the mountains were moving him. He was facing challenges that seemed insurmountable, a failing business, a broken relationship, and a health scare that left him reeling. It felt like he was sinking into a quicksand of despair, the lights of hope and joy dimming with every passing day. The world around him, once vibrant and full of promise, now seemed gray and lifeless. Laughter became a distant memory, replaced by a profound silence that echoed his inner turmoil. The weight of the world was on his shoulders, and every step forward felt like a Herculean task. The once confident and strong man was now a shadow of his former self, grappling with feelings of hopelessness and despair. At night he wrestled with his thoughts, the ticking clock a cruel reminder of the passing time and the mounting problems. He felt like he was fighting a losing battle, and there was no one to turn to, no one to share his burden with. The loneliness was palpifying, the silence deafening. It was a struggle that seemed to have no end. And then, there were moments when his spirit was so crushed, his heart so heavy, that he contemplated giving up. The thought of surrendering to his situation seemed more appealing than the relentless fight. He was tired, worn out, and his soul was weary. The fight, it seemed, was too much for him. He was drowning in a sea of despair, with no land in sight. At his lowest, he felt like giving up. But then, something changed. In the face of adversity, he found strength in the most unlikely place. It was not in a gym, nor in a book, but within himself, in the depths of his own spirit. The turning point did not occur overnight, but rather, it was a slow and steady realization. A gradual understanding that the power to overcome was not something to be sought externally, but something that had always been within him. Picture this, a man who has been knocked down over and over again. Life, like a merciless heavyweight champion, had thrown its best punches. He was down, but not out. He was bruised, but not broken. He was hurt, but not defeated. He was at the edge, teetering between surrender and the will to keep going. But then, something shifted within him. It was as if a dormant volcano had been awakened, spewing forth a fiery resolve that had been lying in wait. He began to understand that the struggle was not a roadblock, but rather a stepping stone. It was not there to break him, but to make him, to mold him into a stronger, more resilient version of himself. He realized that pain was temporary, but quitting, that was permanent. And he was not built to quit. He was built to endure, to persevere, to withstand the storm and emerge stronger on the other side. He found that the adversity he faced was not a pitfall, but a catalyst that sparked a transformation within him, igniting a force that could not be extinguished. He began to see that his trials were not meant to bury him, but to plant him, to help him grow, to help him rise, to help him bloom. He understood that the very things that were meant to bring him down were actually lifting him up, that the very things that were meant to destroy him were actually building him. The turning point was not a moment, but a mindset. It was not a destination, but a journey of self-discovery, of resilience, of resolve. A journey that taught him the true meaning of strength, the true value of endurance, the true power of self-belief. And so, he decided to fight back. With renewed vigor, he faced his challenges head-on. With a spirit that was once shattered, now rebuilt with a resilience that could weather any storm, our protagonist found himself standing at the precipice of his adversity. This was no longer a battle he was merely surviving, this was a fight he was ready to win. He took a deep breath, feeling the power of his determination coursing through his veins. He knew that the road to triumph wouldn't be easy, but he was prepared. He had a plan, a strategy. He had learned from his past mistakes and was ready to apply those lessons. He was no longer the man who was knocked down and stayed down. He was the man who got up, dusted himself off, and got back in the ring. Step by step, he began his journey towards victory. He tackled each obstacle with a newfound tenacity. He refused to be deterred by the setbacks. Instead, he used them as stepping stones, propelling him forward on his path to success. With every challenge he overcame, he grew stronger. He honed his skills, sharpened his mind, and fortified his spirit. He was becoming the person he always aspired to be, a beacon of strength and determination. His triumph was not an overnight success. It was a testament to his hard work, perseverance, and unwavering faith in his abilities. It was a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity. His victory was not just for him, but for everyone who dared to dream, to strive, and to conquer their fears. He stood tall, a symbol of resilience and determination. His triumph was a beacon, illuminating the path for all who dared to tread on the path less traveled. His story was a testament to the power of the human spirit, a testament to the fact that we are all capable of achieving greatness if we dare to believe in ourselves and never give up. And just like that, he emerged victorious. So why is it always darkest before dawn? You see, life, like a well-scripted narrative, is full of ups and downs. It's a winding road of trials and tribulations. But it's these very trials that shape us, molding us into the resilient beings that we are. Just think about it. Our struggles are not mere stumbling blocks, they're stepping stones. They're opportunities for growth, for learning, for transformation. They're the chisels that chip away at our rough edges, revealing the masterpiece within. And the turning point, that pivotal moment when we choose to rise above our circumstances, that, my friends, is the birth of resilience. The moment when we decide not to let our struggles define us, but to define our struggles. Then comes triumph, the sweet taste of victory after a hard-fought battle. The moment when we realize that we are not just survivors, but warriors. The point when we understand that we didn't just endure the storm, we became the storm. So why is it always darkest before dawn? Because it's during those darkest hours when the night seems endless and hope seems lost, that we dig deep within ourselves. We find a strength, a resolve, a light that we never knew existed. And it's this light that guides us, that illuminates our path. It's this light that turns our darkest hours into our greatest victories. Because it's in our darkest hours that we find the strength to shine the brightest.